Yes, that's right. Calling you out. Many preppers, including myself to some degree, are quite delusional about their real prospects of survival, depending on the situation, of course. But if we take general situation being grid down, so no power, as an example, then base it round that. Did the hike recently. If you've not seen that, there is a video on that. If I remember, I will put it above me here. It's quite a long video, but it's my hike, and the idea was to go along this hike 4 days, camping at each location, blah blah blah. The people that pack the bags to contain everything and then tell themselves they can carry that for 20, 30, 40 miles at a time, they're kidding themselves even more than most, especially if they don't do it now on a regular basis. Things I could do 10 years ago or 20 years ago definitely takes more of a physical toll now. So the reason I'm a delusional prepper is because I kind of thought I could still do what I could do 10 years ago without training, without preparing my body for it. The only thing that got me through that was my mind. I've always said a prepper mindset and the mental side of prepping is more important than gear, stuff, everything. So the sheer will to complete that dragged me through. So despite being delusional on what my body could do, I did still achieve it that way. Now, during peace times, we have a safety net. We constantly have a safety net. Yeah. Can pick up the phone, could get somebody to pick me up and abandon the hike. I could book a hotel room or anything like that. All of these options were open to me because I had that safety net, which in a way is detrimental if you are training to prep or training to bug out, because having that safety net takes away the mental side of things. Now, I'll tell you one moment. I was up on the top of the moors, um, of the Pennines, and I couldn't see a building in any direction at all. And it was one of the moments where I'd been walking for quite a while. My water was quite low, and I did have a life straw if I needed to and stuff like that. But I was sat there thinking, this genuinely might turn into survival at this point. Kind of place with no signal on your phone, anything like that. So it really did. It shifted my mental thought pattern at that time. So on the walk up to there, I was recording all the time. I was having a laugh. I was flicking through. I was uploading shorts. I was doing all this stuff to do with social media and to do with having that distraction of that world around you. But when I was up at that point and there was no signal to do any of that, no one I could call, it was a different moment there and then. And that's what made me think that how many preppers actually experience what they're prepping for in a way or train for it correctly. So I wanted to come on here, and I didn't want to just come on and call you all delusional, but I did want to kind of encourage that training aspect of it. So this hike wasn't just charity fundraising, it was kind of testing my abilities. I've now got a whole training plan in place, which I'm going to take you through at some point. I'm not going to just record it day by day. But I'm going to be doing training. I'm going to be getting my body in a better shape. I've got several irons in fires of plans to do regarding prepping, both physically and mentally, which I'll share as we go along. But yeah, very few preppers put themselves in that situation and actually test their preps. I just want to emphasize this more than anything else right now. It gave me a good hard shake, and it's not just a case of is it suitable for purpose. Like, I bought a tent, tested the tent works great, no problems. What's it like carrying it over distance? What's it like if you've got to pitch it somewhere in really high winds? What's it going to be like if it's got to take torrential rains for 10-15 days straight? Test it for the extreme scenarios. Same with grid down. Test living without the power for a day, for 24 hours, for 48 hours, for 72 hours, whatever you can. Whether that's getting the family out of the house and doing it on your own, or whether it's doing with the family, that's entirely up to you. But you need to really test these preps because you find the holes straight away. I found so many holes in the hiking stuff I took, not physical, literal holes, but just the quality side of it. And so I'm going to show you now on screen this top straps of this bag. Now, Lee from the Bug Out sent me a bag which is better than this, which in hindsight I probably should have used, but I thought it was a bit bigger and I didn't need as big a bag. So I decided to take this one I already had. This is from Go Outdoors. It's a Tibet 65 litre or whatever it is. It's only been used on this hike. This is the first time it's actually been used, like out and about. I think I've used it as luggage once, taking clothes to somewhere and back again just in the car. But other than that, this is the first rugged test it's have. Look at the straps, look at the damage that's caused on here. And it just wasn't fit for purpose. I don't want to go too much into the hike because I'm going to do a live Q&A. But at one point, it was more wet inside the tent than it was outside the tent. And I ended up with soaking wet stuff. It's all right having a big axe if you've never chopped wood in your life. Yeah, learning curve to be in an SHTF situation. And we say it all the time, practice, and I'm sure people sit there and go, yeah, I will do. One day I'll do this, or one day I'll do that. One day it'll be too late. One day it'll be too late to practice because you'll have to be doing it for real. And I'm afraid, without fear mongering, that day is getting closer and closer. And it feels like it's practically upon us. Saber rattling has gone beyond what this is now. So we don't know what kind of situation we're going to be in this time next year or in 2 years' time. We don't know. So get out there, practice, take advantage of the prepper meets all over the country, not just the one that we're organising in Scotland, but the one down in Wales. Even if you don't like some of the people that are going, go there to network with other preppers and to test your gear. Get out in the woods where you live. But if you're not comfortable wild camping at this stage, book a very basic campsite. If you go on PitchUp, which is a website to book campsites, you can actually select a little checkbox that says wild camping. So it's actually paid for sites, but it's wild style camping. So there's no facilities or anything like that. You're roughing it pretty much. Book something like that and do a weekend. And don't just wait for a nice, glorious weekend. Do it in bad weather. Do it in good weather. Do it in all sorts of weather to test out your gear. Test out your preps. Test out your stamina and your fortitude. My whole goal of this channel was to try and help one or two people start prepping who might have not been prepping before. But I do not want you just going buying a cupboard full of canned food and then sitting back thinking, right, well, I'm sorted, not a problem. You'd need to be constantly thinking, preparing, and having that mindset. Yeah. Even if your testing is cooking without power in the house for one day, using your preps, using the tins, what meal am I going to make? Right, I've ate this for 24 hours. How do I feel? Does that mean I need to add some more nutritious things to my preps? Or do I want some more variety? Or do I want something for seasoning? Testing your preps doesn't always have to be go wild, go outdoors. If you're prepping to bug in, testing your preps could be, right, how am I going to secure the doors? How am I going to secure the windows? Now I've got to cook for the family, but I've only got these tin goods. What recipes can I come up with? What meals can I come up with? What do they actually taste like? How long do they take to cook? All of these things are tests that could end up improving the way you prep. So don't be a delusional prepper sat there going, I've ordered everything Mike or everything CP or anything NY Prepper or everything everyone's told me to buy from Amazon, and I've got all this stuff and it's all there, so I'm prepped. No, you're not. Test it. test it, test it, test it, do it. Do it now while you have the safety net. Whatever plans are in place, if you have got a plan for a flood, World War III, pandemic, whatever you're planning for, run a test, run a drill, try it out. Find the holes in your own plans. Bit of a rant. More so, I mean, just bear in mind when I do a video like this and it's a bit less scripted, because often I'll sit there and I'll write a whole script for my videos. When I do a video like this and it's a bit less scripted, it sounds a bit ranty, but just bear in mind that when I'm talking to the camera, I'm talking to myself, and it's lessons I've learned and I need to push forward with. So by me saying practice, 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 I'm actually pointing at myself saying practice, 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 get it sorted. Yeah, which I am going to be doing, and I'll take you with me for the journey. But do not just watch my videos or somebody else's videos and think that's enough to prep. You need to get out and do it. You need to get involved. That's all I wanted to say for this one. Don't be a delusional prepper. Don't be an Amazon prepper. Just prepare. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.